Yes. So the way I like to explain this is that when we think about our health, usually, unless we've got a congenital or an inherited disorder, which will present very early on in childhood, again, that's where the genetics comes in. But so for the majority of people, essentially what happens is that as we are growing, we tend to be very similar until probably in our 20s. At that point, we can begin to separate it. Imagine we're going on a train. We're all on the same train.
Yep.
The train of life. We all want to get to the station, which is 100 years old or healthy. But that doesn't happen for everyone. We begin to separate onto 3 different trains. You have one group of people, and we know of them as the group that live in the blue zones. These individuals...
Which is the top of this line.
Yes, that's the top of the line. Those individuals will live with a good quality of life, and then they suddenly die. But if you look at the key factor that's important for them, it's their immune system. Their immune systems are being maintained right as if they're in their 20s, because it's at 20 that our immune system, between the ages of 18 and 35 to 40, our immune system is at its peak. So in those individuals, their immune system stays the same right up until they actually die.
That's what my paternal grandfather, 96 years old, never been in hospital a day in his life, massive heart attack, and died.
Right.
I want that, please.
Yes, absolutely. And the only way that we can know whether we're in that group or whether we're in the second group, which we call normal aging, is to measure our immune system.
Yeah, and again, I didn't even know you could do that. So your immune system starts to deteriorate after 40.
Yes.
And if you are not very aware of that, and the fact that it is possible to both measure it and boost it back again,
correct, yes,
you're missing out big time.
Yes, because if you don't do that, the immune system, as we say, it begins to decline at 40 for normal aging. At 65, it takes a nosedive.
Yeah. And
at 65, this is the reason why, for example, if you look at the incidence of cancer in the United States, someone at 65 is at a 2,000 times greater risk.
Wow.
Compared to when they were in their 20s.
Jeez.
But it's not only cancer. All the other diseases we talked about, the common diseases, heart disease, strokes, neurological illnesses, all the ones we showed in that previous slide, their risk is significantly increased. And that's because of this nosedive in the immune system. So if we know this information and we are on the normal train of aging, we can do something about it. We can measure our immune systems earlier.
Yeah.
We can begin to look at it at around age 40.
Even that information, everybody. I mean, if you're watching this and you are in your 20s to your 40s, you're probably okay. But I would still want to get it measured just to check it is okay.
Right.
If you're between 40 and 65, you really should be just checking out, well, what is your immune system actually doing? And post 65, you almost definitely need some boost to your immune system.
Yes.
Now, I know that's a non-medical summary, but is that roughly right?
That's correct. And I think looking at you mentioned about people in their 20s, on the whole, they tend to be fine because between 20 and 40, the immune system at normal aging is fine. But there are groups of people who whose immune systems get damaged. And they have accelerated aging. So at 20, their immune system is declining. At 40, they've already got a chronic disease. By 10 years later, they've got 8 chronic diseases. So they are on a path of accelerated aging.